Hey there, I'm Nate, and this is Quarks, a board game for 2 to 3 players. Plays in about 20 minutes. It's ages 8 plus. It's a fun little game. It's got a quantum physics background to it, and inspired by quantum physics. And but you don't need to know any to play the game. So I hope you enjoy. This video is to give you the rules on how to play the game. So first thing I want to talk about are the different game components. So this here is the game board. You'll notice it's got 7 different nodes, and they're shaped just like these strange looking tiles that I've got here. These I call quarks. These are actually the quarks of the name, the same name of the game, and they are what I call a septile because they consist of 7 different tile spaces. The center space has been replaced by a center post so that you can pick it up easily and spin it. But they fit right inside of the game board itself, right? Inside the nodes. And then you'll notice on each quark, there's 3 different high level pockets and 3 different low level pockets. And I'll get into why they're high and low pockets in a moment here. And then these here are your tiles. And there's red, green, or lime green, because I wanted to be colorblind friendly. Different colored tiles, and they go inside the different pockets of the quarks. And the reason, there's 3 different colors, and there's 3 different, high pockets and 3 different low pockets. And the tile placement rules when you're playing the game are you can only place 1 of each color in high pockets and 1 of each color in the low pockets. And in this way, you're going to always have 2 of each color on a quark for a total of 6 colors per quark. Little fun physics fact behind the scenes. The reason, in the game when you're playing, you are the color force. For all you science nerds out there like me, the color force is a force that governs what the quarks that are all the tiny little subatomic particles that make up everything in the universe, everything that we can see and touch. These quarks bind together to create protons and neutrons, which bind together to create the nucleuses of atoms, which bind together to create the atoms, create the molecules, the cells, etc. Right? So the quarks are like the basic building blocks for all of that stuff, as far as we know. And they bind together using what are called gluons. And there's 3 different color gluons. Now, they're not really colors, as in red, green, and blue, but we call them red, green, and blue. Because when you combine the 3 different colors together, you get white, right? When you take all the different colors in the visual spectrum and you put them together, you get white. And when you remove all color from, you get black, right? So the idea is you're trying to create a color neutral or a white colored quark. Quarks have to remain color neutral, and that's the science nerd behind it. So. And then the quarks bind together using gluons, and they share gluons back and forth with each other. So this one says, "Here, have a blue gluon," and he says, "And I'll take a red gluon from you." And then they're always passing these gluons back and forth, and that's what keeps all these quarks tied together, right? So in the game, you essentially are the color force, and you're trying to make sure that all the different quarks are color neutral and passing quarks back and forth to each other. That's kind of the idea of the science behind it. So, but anyways, so you'll see that, you've got 3 high and 3 low pockets, 3 different colors each. And then, the quarks, when you set up the game, you can set up the quarks in any different arrangement. It doesn't matter how you arrange them. If you take a look at each quarks, there's 4 different styles of quark, and there's seven quarks total. I'm not going to go into the details of that right now, but you set up the board and you just fill the board up with quarks, whatever arrangement you want. And it doesn't matter which order you start with. So game setup is nice and easy. And then when you start the game, you put all the different tiles inside of your draw bag, right? So essentially, the game is all about the basic rules of the game. I'm first player of the game. I'm going to reach into the the draw bag, and I'm going to pull out a quark. I don't know what color I'm going to pull out, because the bag is a nice dark color, so you can't see through. I pulled out a green quark, a green tile, and I'm going to place it on any quark that I want. Say I want to place it on the middle quark here, and then I'm going to rotate that quark according to the color tile that I placed. Since I placed a green tile, I'm going to rotate that quark clockwise. If I had placed a red tile, I would rotate it counterclockwise. And if I placed a blue tile, I would rotate any other quark clockwise or counterclockwise, my choice, right? So blue tiles are fun because it gives you the ability to rotate anything on the board, but you can't rotate the quark that you placed it on. So, that's kind of the tile placement rules. So each player goes, they pull out a tile, they place the green one here. I'm going to rotate my quark clockwise, and then I'm going to score points. And since I got two, I score points based off of looking at every one of the tiles that's on the quark that I just placed my tile on. So if it's a green or a red tile, I'm going to look at the quark that I placed it on, right? And it's going to be the same tile that I rotated. If you placed a blue tile, because you rotate different quarks, when you place a blue tile, you score off of the tile that you placed the blue tile on. So you didn't rotate that quark. So it's a little confusing at first, but you'll get past it. After you rotate your quark, then you score your points. So the way you score points is by making color chains. So it's a color matching game. So I have a green tile on this quark here, since there's only two tiles on the game right now to begin with. It's not going to be a whole lot of points, but I've got a green tile next to a green tile that's on another quark, and it has to be. You have to have at least two quarks with the same color tiles adjacent to each other, right? So they have to be touching one another. So this green tile is touching this green tile, then they're on two different quarks. So I'm going to gain 2 points. So I'm going to reach into my bag, pull out another, oh my gosh, I pulled out another green tile here. So I'm going to place the green tile here, and I'm going to rotate this clockwise. And now I get 1, 2, 3 points because I got 3 different green tiles, off that color chain, right? Now I'm going to reach into the bag again. I'm going to pull out a blue tile, right? So I place a blue tile. Let's place it on this tile, this quark right here. And I'm going to rotate this quark clockwise because it's my choice. I can rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise. And I'm going to score off of this quark because I placed the blue tile on this quark, right? So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 points for that tile, for placing that blue tile, because I got 3 greens in a color chain. And then I'm going to reach into my bag. Okay, I got another blue tile here. I'm going to place this blue right here, and I'm going to rotate this quark right here, and I'm going to score off of the tiles that are on this quark. So I got 1, 2 points for the blues because the blues cross across 2 different tiles, quarks, and I'm going to score 1, 2, 3 points for the greens. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points total for that turn. And then as you're going through the game, you're writing all these points down on a score sheet, or in a calculator app, or I'm even going to have a JavaScript app that you can just load in your on your phone by going to the Septile Games website, and then you just you're able to keep track of your score in that game. And I'm even going to have a timer because if you want to play timed game, it'll tell you got 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever you designate for each person to be able to play, and it just helps maintain the game so that people have to think fast, right? And then, next player goes, they reach into here. Oh, I got a red tile. I'm going to place the red tile here, and I'm going to rotate counterclockwise. It wasn't actually a very good move, was it? Because, I lost the ability to collect points off of this green tile here. So I've got 1, 2 points for the green, and I also broke the chain for the blues. So that wasn't a good move. So I only got 1, 2 points for that move. All right, next time I'm going to reach into the bag. Okay, I got another red tile. I'm going to place it, right here. Now and I'm going to rotate again counterclockwise. Now this was a bad move again. I'm just doing this for example to show you how the game works and how it scores. So I've got 1, 2 red tiles touching each other on the same quark, but notice it's not connected to any red tiles on adjacent quarks, right? So there's no color chain connecting 2 or more quarks together. So I don't get any points for those reds. And then I don't get any points for the blue, and I don't get any points for the green either. So that was a 0-point turn right there. Not a good move, right? Next time I'm going to pull out a blue tile. I'm going to place this one here, and I'm going to, I don't know, rotate this tile, this quark here. I'm going to get 1-2 points for the blues. Next player goes. I'm going to place this blue here, and I'm going to rotate this one quark here. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 points for the blues. All right, I got a red, and you can't place more than a single two reds on a two of any color on a quark. So I can't place it on like here, but I want to get points for scoring like a color change. So I'm gonna I could place it. If I placed it here, I'd rotate this counterclockwise, and I get points for the blues. If I placed it like here, I might get points. Yeah, I'd get points for the blues. If I placed it, here, I'd get points for the reds. So I think I want to try to keep the chain of colors going. So I'm going to place it here. I'm going to, well, you know what? Not there. I'm going to place it there. I'm going to rotate counterclockwise, and I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 points for those reds, right? So that was that turn. And then next player goes, they pull out a green. I'm going to place, let's see here. Where should I place this? I'll do this. So, I'm going to score off of this quark here. I get 1, 2 points for the greens. I get 1, 2, 3 points for the blues, and I get 1, 2, 3 points for the reds. So I got 2, 5, 8 points all together for that placing that green quark tile there on that quark. All right, and then next player goes, reaches in, grabs red. Let's see here. If I rotate counterclockwise, thinking this through. Not really good choices here. I don't see. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, I don't know, I guess I'm going to go here. I'm going to rotate this counterclockwise. I'm just going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 points for the reds. And the game just proceeds like that, so on and so forth, until you've placed all the different tiles on the quarks, and you fill up the quarks with tiles, and you're out of tiles in your bag. And then you just add up all your points, or if you've been using a calculator app, you just hit sum, and then the person with the most points at the end of the game wins, right? So that's the basics of the rules for how you play the game Quarks. It's a really basic game, simple, but there's a lot of a lot of modularity to the game. It's a fast-paced game. It's fun. Kids as young as 8 can enjoy the game. I say the game is 8+, but I mean I've even played it with a couple 6-year-olds, and they have a lot of fun with it. And it also really helps you think, right? Because you're thinking, oh, it's clockwise or counterclockwise. It's a color matching game, so it's a really mentally stimulating game as well. It's like a puzzle, and you can even play it solo if you want. Like sometimes I play it as I'm the developer, I'm the designer for this game. I play this game a ton just by myself to make sure that the game is well balanced and that it's fun, and so I would play solo, and I would just to keep track of my high score from game to game to game, and that's so it's a lot of fun in that way. And there's even a strategic mode, because I just taught you the party mode rules. And the strategic mode is just a tiny tweak to the rules. And in the beginning of the game, each of the players, it's 2 or 3 players, each player grabs a different color tile out of the bag. So first person would, grab a green one. The next player would reach into the bag and, pull out either a red or a blue. Now, if they pull out a green, they just throw it back in the bag and, pull out a red or a blue tile until they pull out a red or a blue tile, and then the last one gets the remaining color. And then so they just set that tile in front of them at the beginning of the game, and that's going to be the last tile that they place on the board during the game. And during the game, when you're adding up points, like the tile placement rules are the same, the quark spinning rules are the same, but the scoring points are different. So when you are scoring your points, you do not gain any points for the color chains, for the chains of colors that are the same color as the tile that you have in front of you. So like green player would not score points off of any of the green chains. And as you think this through, you'll see that it adds so much more strategic value to the game, because Now you're trying to block the other players. You're trying to minimize the number of green chains on the board, whereas the other players are trying to maximize the number of green chains on the board because they can score off of greens, but you can't. But you can score off of reds, but red player can't. And blue player can't score off of blues, but they can score off of reds and greens, right? So like it adds another level of strategic value to the game, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Little tidbit about the game. The game is going to launch on Kickstarter in July 30th. So set that in your calendars. The website is https //septile. It's SEPTILE .games. So it's not .com or .net or .org or anything like that. It's septile.games, and you just go there. There's a big hero image on the webpage. You can click here. It's going to bring you right to the Kickstarter page. You can sign up for more information. You can submit your email address so I can reach out to you to let you know what's going on in the game and what the news for the company. Septile Games is the name of the company. I'm an indie developer. This is my first published board game. It's not quite published yet. I'm hoping to publish it, so I really need your support in the Kickstarter. It's truly a one-man thing here. I've been building this game and this company for years, and I'm trying to launch it this year, and I really need your help. So I appreciate any help you can give me. Share this video. Tell your friends about the games. Help me drum up some enthusiasm. Of course, like and follow. All that kind of stuff. So really appreciate your support, and it's a lot of fun. I've played it with many people now. Everybody that plays it absolutely loves this game. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much for your time.